Welcome to the Montgomery CEO series, and this is the second of two videos that we're doing with Bernard Wilson, CEO of Cashrewards. In this video, Bernard goes through some of his unit economics and gives you an understanding of the growth strategy of the business. Now, the business is a recent IPO. Congratulations, all the hard work done, but actually the hard work starts now that you're listed.
Absolutely.
All these people to satisfy. Let's talk a little bit about Cashrewards' strategy to grow, use the IPO proceeds or the capital raise to grow the business. Talk to us a little bit about your plans there and what the future looks like.
Absolutely. I mean, when I joined, I just saw such incredible potential, and this business just needs some fuel to stoke the fire. You talk to friends and family about this business, and they don't know about it, and that's because almost 2/3 of Australians have never heard of the category, let alone our brand. I hadn't heard of the brand, and as I said, I'd spent 10 years in the loyalty and marketing space, and I think it's my view and my experience would suggest that the business has a really clear formula. You invest to acquire customers and you get a relatively certain return, and that return fuels growth for merchants as well as for our own business. So before the IPO, we'd already begun investing strategically in that marketing for new net new active customers and increased engagement, and we showed in the prospectus that we'd gone from an average sort of growth in monthly active users of about 15% in FY20 to 31% in July, 42% in August, 64% in September. And that's really what we're going to focus on over the next 6, 12, 18, 24 months, is how to build a category killer by taking a proposition which is hugely attractive and in a more cost-conscious environment, even more relevant than ever for customers, and just drive awareness and category penetration through a combination of clever marketing and a proposition, obviously, that stands on its own 2 feet. The other part of the IPO is investing to improve, enhance the core product. So it's as I said, it's free to sign up. It's easy to use, but it can always be better, and we won't stop until we have the most mass relevant customer centric product in Australia. That starts with just making it really simple, or improving the simplicity and removing friction from customers in terms of their joining up with us or their path to purchase. It extends into driving greater personalization, and so leveraging what is a really significant database curated over time in relation to existing and new customers and the brands and categories that they shop in or click through with, and using that to increase the relevance of brand and offer connections that we drive with customers.
Okay, Bernard, thanks. So strategy to grow, taking the IPO funds, putting it to work to improve the ease of use of the product, and going out there, marketing hard, the proposition of cash back. That doesn't sound like that's that tough a job, but we'll judge you on how well you go, huh? Bernard, maybe you can talk us through some of the unit economics of the Cashrewards business model. Absolutely,
Gary. I mean, that's one of the reasons I was attracted to and so excited by the business. It really is a business with data at its core, and that is what enables us to invest with a relatively certain return by always keeping a really close eye on performance. We talked through the IPO process around in FY20 without really driving awareness. We had a cost per acquisition to shop of around $40, and that's the metric that matters for us, because CPA or the overall member base, that's a vanity metric. We want shopping members, and so for every $100 we spend on marketing, we get 2 to 2.5 customers, and that payback, or the payback on that spend, is driven by the frequency of customers over time. And so we know that on average, a customer will pay that back, within a 2-year time frame, at a gross margin level. And we know that customers don't stop there, and on average, customers are with us for 5 years. So the opportunity for us to scale the customer base and leverage that scale ultimately to drive the flywheel, which will increase the number of transactions on the platform per customer, is that's the foundation of the unit economics of the business, and how we will translate customer growth into revenue, and significant shareholder returns over time.
Bernard, I see at your IPO that you had a strategic investor come on board. Do you want to give us some insight on that?
Yeah, we were delighted to have ANZ come on board, and they took 19% of the company through the IPO. I think that it talks to where we play in the market, which really is at the intersection of commerce and financial services, where we talk about FinCommerce within the business. And the opportunity to talk to strategic opportunities with them as time passes, I think, is hugely exciting for the business. We've got a track record in the space. We launched live to the market our partnership and integration with MoneyMe, an exciting fintech, only days ago. And so to see the opportunity to work with one of Australia's largest banks, with one of Australia's largest customer bases, is hugely exciting for the business.
Another sector when we were doing our due diligence in the IPO that's obviously in the doldrums now, but you've got large exposure to, is travel. Why don't you set the scene on travel's impact in the business in the past, and what it's in there today?
Yeah, absolutely. Travel was a huge part of the business from a TTV and revenue perspective up until COVID, where the lockdowns meant that it just couldn't be shopped. And so it as a category translated to, or contributed, 30% of total transaction value, excluding gift cards, on average, from the start of FY18 all the way through to February 2020. And so prior to March this year, we saw about $10 to $13 million of TTV per month from travel, and that's dropped significantly through the COVID period. So we went from having, as I said, about 30% of our TTV ex gift cards from travel to 4, 5, 6% during the COVID months. And after that, we're really pleased to see or to be seeing the early signs of an uplift in domestic travel bookings with the recent reopening of Australia's internal borders. And we're really excited about the opportunity to capitalise as a business on travel coming back as a sector. And we're working really closely with some of our key travel merchant partners, and we look forward to driving some great outcomes for them and for their and our shared customers.
Now, it might be time for us to talk a little bit about some of those customer acquisition strategies. I understand that there might be an interesting offer on the table for some of our Montgomery viewers.
Well, you've let the cat out of the bag, Gary. We're really excited to extend to your viewers a special offer, and hopefully you can share that later on this afternoon or this evening. It's for mates of Montgomery. Gary, we did try to do some alliteration with your name, but the G made it really hard. But it will be a $20 cash back for every new customer's first shop.
Fantastic. Well, what we'll do is we'll put some details of how to do that in the video link that we'll post. But
perfect.
All you need to do to become a Cashrewards subscriber is go to the App Store on your phone, download the application, and then it will guide you on what to do next from there. And having done it myself, I can tell you it's pretty easy and straightforward to do. Well, Bernard, I want to say thanks for talking us through the Cashrewards equity story, and obviously wish you good luck over the coming quarters and years ahead. And we look forward to seeing Cashrewards out there in the market doing business and doing it strongly. Thanks, Gary. Very much appreciate your support and the support of the broader Montgomery community. Fantastic.